Hello, 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 and welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and where you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. Jack, I'm so glad to be back. I missed you.
I mean, of all episodes to skip, Lana, the gross food episode is a good one, so I don't blame you. And
It was
also, that wasn't the only thing that was gross in that episode. So, like,
no, it wasn't.
you just got a real nice buy for the week, and I was just like, yeah, no, let me just run through this brick wall that's on fire. So it was fine.
I mean, of all the weeks that I had to miss, it kind of looked like maybe this was the one I wanted to miss the most because that one was kind of gross, and I don't like gross things. But I am back, and I'm glad to be back. I am Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm here to get the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea her. And I do have my cup mug here handy because why wouldn't I? And you can get your cup mug at monagescreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And if you look to the right of the screen, there is a QR code. You can scan it, favorite the shop, like the shop, buy your merch from the shop. And we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. Get your cup, mug, or any of our beautiful cup merch. Thank you.
And hello, my name is Jack. I am the resident game designer of the panel, and today we are tackling the fear of bad hair that just won't listen to you. It's
Well,
completely unrelated to what I'm wearing. And I have some lovely hot chocolate
we
because
like that. Well, it's cold.
it's cold.
It's cold as
It
balls out
is
there.
somehow like it opened up last week. Like it was a rough
It's
time.
cold.
And it's supposedly coming again. This time
Yeah.
less. But
Mm,
again,
yeah. Yeah. Saturday, it's going to be very cold here. I live in the Alabama. We shouldn't be this cold. But but
no.
but we're cold. And I'm cold. And I literally was at choir rehearsal today in my coat, zipped up, and my hooded on, and it got fur all over it. I was an Eskimo and sitting there doing rehearsal. And I sat there the whole time because I was refused to be cold. So it's fine.
Hmm.
But and I need some hot chocolate. Thanks for the reminder. I'll get me some. Anyway, we are here not to talk about how cold it is because we all feel it. If
Yeah.
you're in those states where it is cold, we know. But
Hmm.
we're here to talk about Fear Factor, House of Fear. Apparently, been reminded that apparently for some reason I've been in House of Cards. I said it on a couple of occasions, and I'm like, I don't remember saying that, but
Did
yeah,
you?
maybe not on this podcast, but when I
Oh,
was
okay.
announcing it for other podcasts, I said House of Cards, and I was like, did I? Can't remember. But anyway, we're not talking about House of Cards. We're talking about Fear Factor, House of Fear, and this episode three. I'm just gonna say it was a cute episode.
It
It
was cute.
it was cute. It had this mix of drama. It had this mix of stuff that will freak me out. And then it had one of my fears that I would be like, oh, absolutely not. We'll talk about it. But before we jump into this episode, there are some things that we would need for you to do if you haven't done so already. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so. We are on a mission to get 1,000 new subscribers by the end of the year. We would love, love, love your help. You guys have been watching this podcast, us talking about Fear Factor, and we truly appreciate you because I don't know if too many people are talking about Fear Factor House of Fear, which they should because it's actually really good. I'm
I've
pleasantly
been
surprised.
very surprised. Like
Pleasantly surprised.
to where Snake was like, "Oh yeah, no, you know what? This is a good show. I can see what they're." No, this is like this feels like it's been on for 4 or 5 seasons.
Yeah,
Like it's genuinely a really great concept.
I really think with all the reiterations of Fear Factor that they have had, they have finally found a spot that I feel like is a sweet spot for what's happening right now and where
Yeah.
people are in our game watching
Hmm.
brains. And so adding this element of a house, a fear house, and people having to live and it kind of adds to a lot more than just gross things and hard things and painful things happening on the show. So follow us here on the channel if this is what you like. We truly appreciate you for watching anyway, and follow us on this channel. We have a lot more things coming up. We are in the midst of talking. Fear Factor is one of the only things we're talking about right now, and
Very, yeah.
yeah, because everything is gone, but we are to bring it back our project memory refilled. So we'll be doing that. We also are gearing up for Survivor 50 coming at the end of February. So we are going to be doing a lot of things coming up for Survivor 50. Australian Survivor is coming back, so we will be talking about that. And House of Villains is coming back, so we will be talking about that as well.
Literally end of February, it's like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, so we have one train coming in, and then like three more kind of just emerge, and it just never stops until summer at this point. So
And then we'll bring back some more stuff. It's gonna be great. We got a lot of stuff going on here on the channel, and a surprise that we're working on right now. If you saw the docu series that is about to drop on Netflix
ooh.
with America's Next Top Model, hint hint on what's about to come on this channel, so stay tuned, stay on the lookout for that, as well as our drag channel, which is our At the Cup Pod on here on YouTube. So you can go follow that channel as well, where we are in the midst of talking about season 18 and UK versus the world. We got that going on those channels. So if that is yours, go check us out over there. Follow us on our audio podcast links. Join our Patreon. Got a lot of good things going on our Patreon. And follow us on all of our socials at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. And you can follow Jack and me if you wanna. We're there. We'll do nice things if you want, but you don't have to, sure. But yeah, let's get into this episode because we just lost Jenny. She's
Yeah.
gone. I'm gonna bring us up so y'all can see we lost Jenny. And yeah.
Yeah, just kind of an unfortunate. Oh, okay. Well,
Okay, so I wasn't here to talk about this, and I never want to give that man his tens. He can never get his tens from me. I will never, ever give that man his tens, but I will give him his ones because, baby, that was one heck of a fake out that he did and
mm-hmm.
had everybody convinced how he was afraid. He had no gag reflex. He couldn't eat. He couldn't do it. It was going to be gross. It's going to throw up. He went through the first round, didn't do right, kicked it into the gear that he wanted it to be in that last round and kind of chewed her up.
Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes when someone I come back to that moment of the worst person you know has just made an amazing point.
Yep.
This is just the
Yep.
worst person you know has done something actually really impressive, and you
A
just
really
kind of have to
impressive
go.
move. Yeah.
Uh, Unfortunately, that was really good.
Really good. I
you
hate to give you your tens, but I can't.
you get one gold star. I
One.
will be lighting that gold star on fire as soon as I can, but you
Yes.
did get it.
You got one. You get one. You get your ones from me because I will never,
Mhm.
never. As a woman, I can never give you your tens.
No, no,
Never give you your tens. And then as just a human being, I could never give you your tens
yeah,
because you're gross. But that move was impressive, and I will give him his one star. And like you said, we'll burn it up later because
uh,
Jesus. But yeah, that man got it. He did. He faked everybody out. So good on that. So Jenny's gone. Everybody's like, wow, he got us food, and he has no remorse, which we see. One thing I will say nice about that man is he knows he's the villain and he's stepping fully into that role of the villain with and giving no f's about it, which
mhm.
I can only respect because I hate people who know they're doing bad things and then want to act innocent and act like I don't know why people don't like me. He knows exactly why they don't like him. And
Yeah,
I'm sure he knows exactly why the audience is not going to respond well to him.
he is literally running that spot for House of Villains 4. Like, nobody's business. And unfortunately, he's very much setting himself up to be someone who's like, yeah, no, he should be on that show at this point. But in
Yeah,
the same range as Tom Sandoval, where it's like, yeah, because you're a disgusting person and a villain.
right. Yeah, you're just gross. But
Yeah.
and so he's going through like, yeah, I did it, like, and word to Pittsburgh. So what? I don't care what you say. I did what I did. And I don't give. He's very high and
Mm-hmm.
feeling himself right now. Which okay, he just made an impressive move. He should. Um, the next day though, I don't know. We kind of people are grouping up. It's starting to happen where people are grouping up. The women are getting together. Like, hey, we see a pattern here.
Mm.
It's the men are doing what the men are doing, and we need to do what we need to do to stick together in this situation. And they like all of them are like, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, absolutely, we need to look out for each other, because the men are menning and the women are getting left behind, and they know if another man wins, they're going to just pick people off one by one. Let's try not to let that happen. And I was like, okay, cool. Let's see how this works.
Yeah, women's alliances have never been a problem in any other games to actually succeed in any fashion. But at least this time, when it did fall apart, it wasn't because of a woman.
Right.
Instead, it was multiple men.
A bunch of men made it happen.
A bunch of men being weirdly, I mean, not weirdly spicy,
Not weirdly, but just
a little in their feelings.
yeah, yeah. And we'll talk about the men in particular who was in their feelings in this episode. They so so everybody's grouping up. We see Jaylene and Rob getting much closer and closer. Like if I was like, are they gonna kiss? Y'all go kiss? Are they been kissing? I don't know. Probably. I don't know. But they keep saying they're not. But they like this close to each other. I'm like,
Uh huh.
uh huh.
Just do it,
Just
please.
do it already. Y'all together or not? Just okay, whatever. Um, I'm trying to think if anything else happened before the challenge, the conversation.
We
Oh, Blake and Lance did have a
Yes.
conversation. Yeah, we saw that conversation between Blake and Lance.
Yeah, just basically them looking at each other as the two gay men in the house and saying, like, we both have the strategic brain for this. We both are, like, wanting to play a strategic game here. I don't know. Let's see if we can make that happen.
Right.
Just, like, kind of make each other in a better position. And you know what? Good for them.
I mean, for sure. You like Blake said it. Blake said for him, most people look at him as always weaker because he's gay. Look at as like than the straight men in the house or straight men. Period. And so he was like, I always like to like if they underestimate me, just show them how bad I really want things. And he's like, they were talking about his love for Fear Factor, how much he watched the show before and how big of a fan he is. Lance was like, bring it down just a little on your enthusiasm for the show because then people could take that as, oh, he knows everything. So he probably is prepared for everything. And he might be smart, like he is smart, but he might be, a threat to us in this game. So we should take him out. And Blake, well, of course, like you said, being the strategic mind that he is like, yeah, I need to dial it back a little. I don't need to show everybody all of my cards all at once. Um, and so I really did like the dynamic between Lance and Blake. I was like, okay, this could be a duo that could make some things shake because they're
Mm-hmm.
smart and because their mind, they think 2 or 3 steps ahead of the game. They just have to do it with the right people. So, but I like their dynamic. I really did.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's been, I mean, we already know about Lance and how good he is at these natural
Mhm.
type of like social strategy games. And with this being such a simple format, Lance has already kind of found the holes where he can kind of like poke and prod and see what he can do. I mean, Blake has just given off the vibes that he's very much like he knows what he's doing. and he's
Right.
being very smart about it, and he's used to just like kind of outthinking people.
Mhm.
And I was just happy to see them team up because I was definitely rooting for both of them before this episode, and now I'm
Yes.
just saying like, yes, cool, go, go, go,
Go,
go.
go do what you do. Yes, I love to see it. Um, so yeah, I love their dynamic. I don't think there was any other conversations
No,
really
not really.
before. So we go to the challenge, and when I saw the cement truck, I was like, yeah, absolutely, this is gonna be horrible. Oh my god, I don't want to. I don't. Because what good could come from a cement truck and some boxes? Like,
They're just gonna construct some box. They're just gonna construct some stuff real quick. It's okay. Nothing's going wrong. None of them are getting in the boxes, right? Like that. No, they're just gonna like build some stuff with cement.
or get in the boxes and be the building blocks that they want them to become.
Oh, that too. Yeah, that could be an issue.
It might be that, but
Yeah.
I, I I just knew it. I just knew I wasn't gonna like this. But basically, this they had to get into this box that is going to be now filled with cement lay under these rods that are going to have to come out of this box and the cement eventually, but not before the cement is poured all over their bodies and the cement gets hard in 5 minutes. Quick drying cement, 5 minutes, so they say. So they
Yeah, I
say.
mean, so they say. I looked into it. It's absolutely not 5 minutes, but they need to build tension somehow.
Gotta
Saying,
scare them.
"Oh yeah, no, this will dry in like this kind of like large mass in like 2 to 3 hours," isn't really a good hook.
Right. Doesn't scare people enough.
But I mean, yeah, it's a very very dense liquid that just is like compressing on you
Yes.
and then going under bars. Yeah, no, it's like very much like almost pure claustrophobia. And that I think is what they were going for.
Yep. That is why it would have drove me insane because I can't. I can't. And I already feel like even when I just lay in the bed on my back, I feel like the weight of
Mm.
all of that's going on up here for me is just crushing down on my lungs and I'm like, I can't breathe this way. So could I imagine laying in there and then them pouring heavy cement on top? No.
Yeah.
Panic City, get me out of here. Like I can't. I can't.
And in completely unrelated news, I had to crawl through maybe a foot by foot box yesterday at most. So yeah, this is not going to be a problem for me. This kind of claustrophobia is not my problem.
Have at it.
Yeah, no, weird day,
Okay.
weird day.
No. All right. I'll ask you about that off camera.
Hmm.
Um, so they have to do that, and then once the cement is poured on top of them, and Johnny lets out his air horn, they have to now remove these rods, which are in a pattern, a puzzle pattern, and you have to get it exactly right to get it out and push it across all the way out of the box because that is the only way you're going to move because they had one that was here so you really couldn't move past that point. Then one at the stomach, and then one at the knees, and then one at the feet. So it was kind of like you had to perfectly maneuver these rods out of the way in order to get out. And then once you get out of all the rods are gone, then the first five people were going to be up. They have to handcuff themselves, clip on this thing, and then get lifted out of the cement. But you were going to leave a teammate behind because it was six people on the team. So Tyler was the captain of one team, and she picked Ethan, Dita, Jaylene, um,
Ethan, Dita, Chelsea, Jaylene,
Chelsea.
and
Yeah,
last person was
was
Lance.
Lance. Lance was the last picked. And then on Team Danielle, it was Damien, Blake, um,
Rob,
Rob,
Rodney, and Zach.
Rodney, and Zach. So Tyler picked Lance last, which caused Lance to have a little bit of an issue with being picked last because the last two people were Lance and Damien. Damien was like, I understand why they didn't pick me because they know I'm scared of heights. They know I'm scared of all of this. So yeah, it makes sense.
Hmm.
Lance, on the other hand, was like, felt some
Weird.
type of way about this because, like, Tyler, we were together in the first challenge, and if it wasn't for me helping you through that, you wouldn't have got through it. But okay, okay, but all right. So Lance felt a little bit of type of way about it, and Tyler was just like, I can tell Lance is upset. But we gotta focus and get through this. So they are going through the challenge, and the challenge has started, and Team Tyler was moving. Like
Hmm.
they were moving. Um, they had so like they had it down. Ethan was by the puzzle thing so he could see where you have to actually move it, and so he was right on it. Um, but and so they really didn't have too many issues
And
beyond
yeah, beyond just the typical, oh, this is a scary situation kind of fear, all of them were pretty good.
right. It wasn't a lot of like, too much
Yeah.
out, out of the way. But Team Danielle they got their first one out pretty quickly, but then they were struggling. The struggle got real.
Yeah.
Blake was having a very hard time moving the rod out of the way, and then the cement kept pouring into the hole, so it was blocking it, so he couldn't see, and it was just a lot. And then couple that up with the fear, the normal fear of having cement hardening on your body. It was bad. It was really, really bad. And you could see the frustration not just on the rest of the team's face, but on Blake because he's like, I'm the one down here. I'm the one supposed to be, telling them where to go and how to move this rod, and I can't do it. And so he's freaking out.
Hmm.
Um, Everybody gets the rods out eventually, but then it comes to the five who are going to get clipped into these rings and who was going to get left behind. And Team Tyler was out first. They were out. They got all the rods out first, and they were going to win this mission. Now it was just to decide who was going to get left. And so Tyler was like, "Oh well, I since we picked Lance last. I don't want Lance not to get picked, so I'll stay behind." Because she felt like the other winning team, her team was going to save her, make sure she's safe, and keep her, in the game. Because that's how this works, right?
Yeah.
That's how this works. So Tyler's team, they end up winning. And so Ethan, Dita, Chelsea, Jaylene, Lance, and Tyler, they win. But Tyler is considered a loser because she didn't get hoisted up with the rest of her group. So even though she won, she lost.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Which, of course, is not a problem because her winning team is just kind of deciding the four people going in anyway, and they can she doesn't really piss them off. They can just kind of ignore that and not really have an issue.
Right. Until Johnny says, hold on, wait a minute. There's a twist. I said, huh? What do you mean? There's a twist. He said, the way this game is being played, that you thought that how it's going to be played, is not how it's going to get played. So, what we're going to do is the winning team can only pick one person to go into the end game. And then the twist is called Drag Them to Hell. And when I heard the word drag, I knew Lance had PTSD.
That word must have been like,
Oh
I
my
am
god!
safe. I cannot be hurt by this. I
Right.
am good. But on the other hand, I am screaming.
I'm screaming because when I heard drag, I was like, "Oh, not a
Oh,
drag round! Oh God, not a drag round!"
bad time. Bad time.
I just knew he was going to say that whoever lost can drag somebody out the game. This is going to be a double elimination. I just knew. I was like, oh, not drag me that. Oh, okay. But
Okay.
uh,
It's simpler.
okay, it is simple. It's not that. I was like, okay, calm down. Whew. But he's look. I've been dragged once or twice in the game. I don't like being dragged. It's not fun. It's not fun. Have you been dragged, Jack?
Um, I don't think I have been dragged, but I have infamously started someone's career of being a second boot via dragging them. So,
Santi.
yeah, the other end of Santi's problem was me going out first.
Uh,
So,
well,
I'm not great with drag still. It brings up a trauma. It's just in the opposite direction.
okay. Well, I have been dragged, and I don't. It's not fun. It's especially when you're like, what the heck did I do? Why am I getting dragged? I had nothing to do with you. I didn't even vote for you. But yeah, yeah, yeah. um, but yeah, that they get to instead of dragging them out the game, the person who the winning team selects to go into the end game will drag three people in the end game with them. So basically picking their opponents for this end game. And that is what Tyler knew she effed up. Because she was
Mhm.
like, so my
Oh,
team can't even protect me. Huh.
okay.
All right.
Unfortunately, it makes sense with this twist, with this
Mm-hmm.
challenge, because it's like, yeah, why would it be a problem if someone is left behind? It literally is irrelevant to the whole situation. Now it makes sense, and now it's a bad time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so now they have to figure out who they're going to put in because when they of course they get the first look, um, and they everybody knows from the winning team they want to save Tyler.
Hmm.
Everybody except Lance.
Yeah.
Lance is definitely like, do I want to save Tyler? Really?
No.
No, because I feel sometimes because Lance and Tyler did have a conversation when they get back to the house after the challenge, and Lance is kind of telling Tyler how he feels about her making the decision to firstly pick him last when he thought they had a good connection, a decent rapport, and then how he felt hearing her explanation on why she stayed behind and like sort of making it sound like if she didn't stay behind, Lance would have been the one that stayed behind. Like,
Yeah.
and he's like, why would you say that it would have been me? Like, you just knew it was going to be me. Out of everybody else, it would have been me. And honestly, because I don't know if Lance knew about the alliance with Dita, Ethan, and Jaylene. Those three, if Tyler would have said she was going to be clipped, that's that four-person alliance. They could have made it for her to stay, and it would have
Yeah.
came down between Chelsea and Lance, who would have,
Yeah, and I mean, unfortunately, we know basically nothing about Chelsea, so I
no.
literally don't have any comments on that. She's basically been invisible these 3 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no. Based on the vibes that we're getting, it probably would have been Lance that was left behind, and I think Lance accurately made the call of like, oh, You're only doing this because you're pitying me in this moment.
Yep.
Understood. I'm just gonna lodge this in the back of my brain, and I mean, if there's any way I can act on it, I'll figure it out.
And it didn't take long for him to figure out how to act on this. Because of the relationship that Lance and Blake have, and trying to figure out what's the best move to make sure that Tyler could get into this end game, Lance goes to Blake and is like, I think we're going to be looking, we don't know yet, but I think we need to be looking at you to go in there. And that way you can decide the people who you would want to go in there
Go
with
again.
you. And Lance's like, I think you should pick Tyler. And I was like, oh, Lance is in game mode now. He is. You hurt his
Lance has
feelings.
figured out a mission, and he's
You
gonna
hurt
make
their
sure that
feelings.
mission is complete.
You've hurt their feelings, so therefore you must pay.
Yeah.
And being in games with Lance, you do not want to be the target for Lance because Lance
Mm-hmm.
rarely misses targets. In the games I've played with him, rarely misses his target. And I I I I, I was like, uh-oh, Tyler.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, Tyler. Uh-oh, Tyler. I don't know how it's gonna play out. But Blake was very much on board, like willingly. Like this is the thing. It wasn't like there was any like pushback or anything coming from Blake's side. Blake was just like, that makes sense. We want to go. Let's get her out of here. And I was like, oh. Now, do I like that the first people that everybody's targeting have to be women all the time?
No.
No, no, I don't. I don't like that. But this is still a game. And the targets become the targets for a reason. Now, I think the only person who was targeted just unjustly for no
Yeah.
reason was Kristen. Like Zach targeting Kristen out of the blue just because she's a cheerleader. Like, come on.
Yeah. Zach has been targeting women because they're women,
Right.
especially the young women of the house.
Right.
Lance is targeting Tyler because she hurt Lance's feelings in a way that showed him that he was not as high in a totem pole as he thought he could be, and wanted her gone.
Absolutely. She
And those are
showed
two
him that
very
she
different reasons.
right. She showed him that he was dispensable to her. And when you feel like somebody finds you dispensable or not dispensable, disposable, and I've said dispensable twice. Jack, please correct me when I say stupid stuff.
They're basically equivalent words.
But disposable is what I wanted to say. And when you find out somebody finds your game disposable, you dispose of them first.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
Mm-hmm.
game 101. If you find now you are disposable to anybody in a game and they will risk your game for themselves, they are not an ally and they need to go. Period. That's that whole survivor mentality. You wrote my name down once before. You will write it again. So therefore I need to get you out because before you could get me out.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was what that was. And so yes, Lance's feelings for Tyler was because of the way she made him feel. Zach was because Zach's a douche and he don't like young girls who would never look at him twice or once. For anyway, um, so Lance comes up with the plan. Blake is down with the plan, but then Blake also has a conversation with Ethan and Dita after the first look because now they know exactly what the end game is going to look like. We had snakes, we had rats, and we had iguanas.
Yeah, just iguanas because snakes and rats aren't good enough.
Throw in an iguana, why not?
Yeah, why not? A little flavor.
Sure, just a little bit more spice to it, you know. Iguanas, but
Not even iguanas, an
iguana,
iguana
one
in the
iguana per
corner.
tank.
He's just there. He's just chilling.
When I
He's
tell you that
unrelated.
the iguana did not add or take away anything from this challenge. None of the iguanas did anything but look at him.
He was just there.
The iguana was like, "Oh hey,
Oh.
hey, you here? Cool. Oh, you grabbing that? Okay, take that." And they tried to make it like the iguana was more aggressive than they were. No, that iguana was. Those iguanas were so chill. It's like they let us take a hit of a joint before because them iguanas were so chill. They was just like, even I wouldn't have been afraid of those iguanas because them iguanas was like, hey,
Oh.
oh, you coming to get that? Okay.
Oh.
They wasn't moving. They stood in the corner. Like I would have been like the first time through, me like, oh, he ain't,
Oh.
he ain't doing nothing.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, he's good.
The iguanas
Surprisingly
did
fine.
basically fine. I wouldn't have been scared of those iguanas, but
Once again, like we're seeing iguanas twice in 3 episodes. Like Rodney had reptiles and iguanas and lizards dropped in. I was like, is that a thing that people deal with? Like, obviously, if there is an object, people will have a fear of it, and it's just someone's going to have it. Is it that prevalent that it's that
it's
like
specifically iguanas.
specifically iguanas? I think someone just had a good deal for iguanas at like the local reptile store, and they were like, "Look, we got
Oh,
to add something more."
we need more than these snakes because we got like 15 snakes. We need something else. Iguanas on sale. Let's get some iguanas.
Oh
We'll get
yeah,
like, yeah, we'll get
cool.
them because the little crocodiles are not on sale and they
Yeah,
bite more. So
yeah, that's a little bit too much of a reliability issue. But
right,
like
and then
iguanas,
lizards are too small.
yeah, lizards are too small and they'll get everywhere, and it'll be a problem. That iguana will just chill on the side, and it'll be interesting to watch in the background.
I mean, they acted like that iguana was gonna do something, had to look in and sticking his tongue out. Those iguanas was the chillest iguanas I've ever seen. In all four tanks.
Literally, there was nothing that was a problem for them.
But so Ethan and Dita pull Blake and they're like, hey, listen, um, Tyler's mom, and we don't want to lose mom. I said, y'all don't want her to leave because she wash y'all dishes and you don't want to be men and you want to stay little boys and don't want to wash your own dishes. Okay. Tyler, stand up. Stop
Mm-hmm.
washing these grown men's dishes. Make them wash their own goddamn dishes. But okay. Um, but they were like, she's mom and we don't want to lose mom. So we want to protect Tyler. So don't put Tyler in the end game. And if you don't put Tyler in the end game, Ethan and I, both of us, we will work with you to make sure keep you safe.
Oh my god, you can be the fifth member in an alliance of 5 in a house of 11 people.
That you're telling me
Great
you
deal.
already have 4 people already, and you want to
Yeah.
stick me in at the end.
Yeah. I mean, instead of, I don't know, anywhere between 6th and 11th, you can get 5th. You're still not going to win, but you
No,
can get 5th.
because we are looking out for you. I mean, Jack, let's be honest. Wouldn't you be flattered if I come to you with my already built alliance of 4 and I wanted to add you in as my 5th and say, Jack, we will look out for you because we're strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who
no, that
would
makes sense.
want that deal? That's a great deal. Because I will assure you 5th place in this game. Assure you that.
Yeah, just small things.
But, there's no holes in that. There's no flaws in that plan, right?
None.
Except one small, very minute flaw. I want to win.
Yeah. They did ask the Fear Factor super fan to do this. on the show called Fear Factor. That might have been the hard sell. Like, this was never going to work. This
That,
is not going to work. And Blake was going to do whatever he wanted to.
which kudos to you, Blake, because honestly, I'm gonna be so freaking for real right now. Ethan, I understand why he's being a little bit more cocky about what he's doing. Dita, babe, Dita, babe, sweetheart. In these 3 episodes, you only won one challenge, and that was this one, and that's because you were in a group of people. You ain't even came close to winning a single challenge this entire time. Why are you so cocky? Like, why are you so cocky? I don't understand. And this is not no tea, no shade to Dita, because maybe later on in the season they pop out and show me like, yeah, I'm
Mm-hmm.
that dude. I'm that dude that I was talking about. But as of right now, in these first 2 or 3 episodes, you won one single mission or one challenge, and that was in a group challenge with 5 other people. But when it's just you and one other person, you flop. So I'm like, at least Ethan has won something, and this was your first look in the first look. It was like, I don't.
A lot of energy for safe.
A lot of energy for sex. So I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get it. But he's like, yeah, him and Ethan are just like, yeah, Blake, you stick with us, kid, and we'll get you far in this game. Yeah, yeah. See,
Yeah.
stick with us. And then Ethan talking about how he studied political science and Machiavellian. Uh,
Yeah, Machiavellian theory, whatever. I don't know what that means.
I don't. But his theory is if people fear you, they'll be willing to work with you.
Sure. I mean, of all people, Ethan actually does have the right to talk like this because he did win the previous
Hmm.
2 challenges and only lost today because of the man he's looking at. But
I mean, he didn't lose. He was in the winning team.
oh yeah, he was. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he's won everything.
I mean, he's won. Well, he didn't win the first challenge. He was third in the first challenge.
Oh yes, yes he was.
He was third in the first challenge, but he won the second challenge, and then they won this challenge. So I'm like, okay, cool. You can talk a little bit. You got some backup behind your giddy up, but Dita, babes, you don't. But he studied Machiavellian studies, and the art of fear will make you work with me because
Yeah.
you fear me. Sure. And Blake was like, should I do this? Should I consider this? Is this something that I would want to do? Maybe I might need to work with these people later on, and we'll see. So he's contemplating, which, okay, absolutely contemplate and think about your best options. This option has now presented itself to you. Maybe it's something to think about. And so when we get to the end game, and they explain what the end game is going to be, um, they're going to have to go through the tanks or the tunnels of the aquarium is what they called it.
Terrarium, something weird.
Terrarium, something like that. Aquarium, terrarium. I don't know. Glass tubes for me.
Yes.
Glass
A
squares.
series of glass tubes.
Um, where they have to go through a pit of was a bunch of snakes in there. Go through that. Get to the other side where it's the iguana and some dead mice. And now you have to grab the mice by the tail with your mouth and take it back through the same pit with the iguana and then the snakes. And they were like, and yes, snakes do eat mice. So maybe the snakes will try to get the
Yeah.
mice. Maybe. And I was like,
Oh, okay.
okay.
You know, a totally normal sentence.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you have to do this 4 times. You have to get four dead rats into the bucket, and the person who does it the slowest time will be eliminated. Um, So they asked the winning team who they select to, go into the end game, and they rightfully select Blake. And Lance is like, my plan is coming into work. Let's see how this plays out. And Blake is asked to choose who he wanted to go into the end game. And Blake first picks Rodney because he's like, "Hey man, you're a wild card. We don't talk. I don't know what you would do. Oh, so I want to test it out and see." Rodney's like, "Okay, fine, whatever." And then his next selection, he was like, "In order to beat the best, you need to go against the best and say you did it." And I feel like I need to go against the best who's here, and that will be Rob. So Rob is now the next person selected to go into this challenge.
Yeah. Rob. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess considering last challenge, he did the last end game. He was the first to get out. Yeah, I can see that. I guess.
I mean, at some point you just have to. Rob is that kind of person for me. You just have to keep putting him in there until he lose one,
Yeah, basically.
because he's gonna always look strong. He's gonna always be strong. Just keep throwing him in there until we find one where he can't do it.
Yeah.
And so he picks Rob. And then the last one is where, even because in the conversation he had with Dita and Ethan, Rob and Rodney were the two names he knew. He was like, "Those are the two who I know for sure I'm going for. I don't know the third one." And he made it feel like he was making a very in game moment decision. Up there for third, he was like, "Oh, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know which way to go." Ugh. And he decided, let's go pick Tyler. And baby,
Um,
the oh, there was some people who were upset.
Dita and Ethan looked like someone had just kicked like an entire family of dogs. Like it was bad. They were like, "Wow, you just killed her. Like you just broke that alliance that we pitched to you. How dare you? You monster. We will never forgive you for this. You will burn for like full on like he
That's so
didn't agree to
accurate.
much. He just was like, I'll consider the option of not putting Tyler down.
You would
And
have
Lance in
thought
the
he.
background is going, oh no.
Oh
Oh,
no, Tyler!
how horrible.
Why did we
The
pick? Why
hurts.
did we pick Tyler? Oh
Oh,
no!
oh no.
Oh,
Oh no. Behind my hands, I'm frowning. Oh no. Oh no, that's
that's
crazy.
insane! Why would you do that? No.
And all the time, Lance is like just quietly like, and I did it,
And did, and did, and did.
and I didn't even have to do anything. Lance just casually suggested, "Oh yeah, we could throw in Blake during the first look," and everyone was like,
Mhm.
"Okay."
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And then everyone just kind of agreed to it, and there
Hmm.
was no real resistance.
Because all Lance said was, "We could put Blake in. I don't think he'll take Tyler. I don't think he'll pick Tyler." He didn't say he will 100% for sure not pick Tyler. I don't think he'll pick Tyler. And they're like, "Oh yeah, 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 that's great."
Yeah, yeah, no, it's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's good. We're all good
Mm.
here.
Until Tyler gets picked, and like you say, the whole world was just over with. Like, oh
Yeah.
my god, how dare you? How freaking dare you? You have killed my mom, and you kicked my puppies. You called my grandma a old hag, and then you threw my grandpa down the stairs. How dare you?
Like clearly Blake has committed some sort of grand atrocity that like immediate electric chair. Like oh my god.
It was crazy, but this was part of the plan. This was part of the plan that they had already put up before Ethan and Dita even brought this to Blake. They had already came up with this plan. So the challenge starts, and to nobody's surprise, Rob is whipping through this thing like he didn't have a care in the world. He went swimming in that first pit. It was snakes in there. He would know. He went through, grabbed the mice by the mouth. That iguana told him sup. He was gone in and out. He's like, oh, you back again? Okay, bye. Oh, he back one more time. Okay. Oh, he
And he's done.
and
Oh wow.
Rob was done with that so very quickly. It just like no surprise. Rodney was right behind him, really much grabbing things and no problems at all with this. Tyler and Blake were both
Had
having
some
a little bit
issues.
of little struggles here. Now I do have a problem. I want your expertise, Jack, with a game situation for this challenge because we see Tyler, not Tyler, we see Blake on the last mouse that he got. The tail, he has it in his mouth by the tail. The tail apparently breaks off in his mouth. He then goes and puts his face in the water, grabs the rat by the body, grabs the rat, and throws him into the thing. And they say, no, this doesn't count because he was supposed to grab it by the tail. And I'm like, he did grab it by the tail, but the tail
Yeah.
broke.
I feel like in this case, they very clearly gave instructions and they also gave 8 rats, probably for this exact reason.
Okay.
They probably knew that this was a possibility or during testing that it occurred. And that's probably why they gave it. I don't know. Obviously, it's not great to be like, oh, yeah. And because of possibly no fault of your own, you just have to do an extra run now.
Right.
But in that sense, Blake, halfway through the run, it disconnects. So Blake
Put it
takes
with
the
back.
time to get the rat out and puts it back. And then basically is like, does that count? Does that count? Which, I mean, fair. But he's basically told no and then goes back and does it again while Tyler is just struggling the entire time.
Yeah.
So
I,
I understand why they did it.
mhm. Okay. Okay. I just wanted to know because I was like, should it count? But I get it. And yes, hearing the reasoning and them having extra rats there, then it makes sense because like you said, it could have happened in during testing and was like this could possibly fall off because this rat is dead. It's probably been dead for a minute and the body is weak. Living creatures when we die, the body goes to dust or it turns to dust at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very fragile. So yeah, I was very like shocked, but we see that happen. And me personally, I thought Tyler had already had her fourth one and was coming back when Blake had to turn around and go get another rat. So I was like, oh, this is going to be how Blake is gone because Tyler is already on her way back with her fourth rat. But come to find out, she was only back with her third rat, so she had to go back and grab her fourth rat as Blake was going back to grab the fifth rat for him and her fourth. And they were neck and neck this entire time and going, coming, and coming back. Um, but in the end, it was literally by seconds. Literally by seconds that we had Blake come back and put their fourth rat into the container, beating Tyler, and Tyler
Yeah.
being eliminated from the game.
Yeah. This was very much a oh,
Mm.
okay.
Oh,
Like she had a really good 3 episode arc.
yeah.
It is kind of tragic that she is going out here. But at the same time, I think she kind of already lived out the beats that she was going to produce. So
Mhm.
unfortunately, I'm just like, okay, on to the next.
Right. I I like I said, I still hate that the trend of women going right now is still going. It
Yeah.
sucks, but I will say for Lance in this episode, the way he played, took a plan, mastered the plan, manipulated the plan, and watched to see that plan come into fruition was tea for me. I enjoyed
Perfect.
seeing it. I enjoyed seeing it from Lance, and I was like, yes, why, yes, it was.
And yeah, no, Lance has no blood on his hands. Blake is now a bigger target in the house. And that's where our episode ends. That's basically it. We're done.
Yeah, because public enemy number one, Zach, they're all shifted because, man, you thought it was bad before when he just said Tyler was going into the end game. When she lost, the words that was coming from Ethan and Dita and the venom from their eyes, they were shooting lasers at Blake, and they were
Uh
like,
huh.
oh, he's done. Oh, he's out of here. Like he's done for. Like he just made the biggest mistake of his life. I was just like,
Okay. That's a lot of energy.
a lot. I don't particularly understand why, but sure,
Sure.
sure. If you want to,
Fine.
fine, okay.
Okay.
But sure. But that's it for the episode. We see a preview for next week, and they're being dragged by a truck. Hog
Lana,
tie? Are they hog tied?
I don't want to tell you this. That was not a truck. That was a horse.
Oh wait, a horse.
I was
Yes.
going to say, Lana, a truck and a horse do not look alike.
I don't. I Baby, I was so asleep while I was watching
Fair.
this. I was. It was
But
very much
yeah.
immature. A horse was. They were dragged by a horse.
Yeah, a typical Sunday.
Okay, Fear Factor.
Yeah, no, very interesting concept. I'm very curious to see what they pull out of this.
Fear Factor. I need y'all to producers.
What?
I have to question you for just a second because I've been giving the show praise, and it's been a fun little ride. But where, why would you think you would take people, strap them to a horse, and slide them down a dirt road or whatever desert like place this looks like or whatever? Not and particularly, why do you think black people want to get tied to a horse and drugged down the street? Do you not know our ancestors had to do that in their whole life? That wasn't fun. This wasn't fun for. That wasn't a thing of fun. That's like telling black people we're gonna put y'all on a boat and then make y'all travel across are you trying to bring up decades and decades of trauma to your because you've been good. You've been good. They not been the first people off the show, so kudos to you. We're not getting all of our people
Yeah.
of color out of the game right away. Kudos to you, but then you say, but we're going to traumatize you and your people by. Do you know people used to do that to us for funsies? And we died. But you know what? But this is a game. This is a game. But not to get that deep. I'm just think about that fear factor. Just questions about the game selections. But okay, but I'm interested to see how this turns out because you want to know why I brought that up too. Because if you saw in the preview, there was a particular person who was a little bit on edge about this. Lance,
Yeah.
you starting to see my point, people. We don't like being drugged behind stuff.
Yeah, you know what? I hadn't actually considered that up until you just said it, and then
Mhm.
it all just kind of like, just ah.
I need production to get some of us in the production room.
Un- Unfortunately, I can now see why this was aired on Fox.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I'm gonna need y'all to get some of us in y'all production room or the game concept room. I need y'all. We need to be in the black people don't want to be drugged behind it. Okay. Anyway, we move. But yeah, we want to see how that turns out, and we'll be back here next week to talk about it. But overall, this is a good episode, and yeah, thoroughly
yeah.
enjoyed. But we'll be back.
Anyway,
Anyway, we'll be back next week to talk all about episode 4. And we appreciate you for spending the time to talk, listening to us talk. If you have any comments, please leave them in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you. What are you thinking about Fear Factor this season? Who you rooting for? Who you rooting against? Let us know in the comments. Follow us on all of our channels. All the links will be in the description below, as well as our audio podcast links, our Patreon, all of our socials at The Cut Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. And where you can get your merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com. The QR code is in the right hand side of the screen. And we're going to get out of here because I think it's time to just go at this point.
yeah, we just need to leave. We
We
need
just
a
need to
week.
go.
We just need a week.
We do. You stick around and watch more videos, and we're going to go do whatever we're going to do. We'll see y'all next time. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Bye.